So I've heard a lot of complaints about Mario Kart World, saying there aren't enough tracks or free roam is too empty, but the biggest complaint that I've heard is about the absurd amount of straightaways in Mario Kart World. In any intermission track or knockout tour, you're expected to drive in a virtually straight line for half the race. Now personally, I don't mind it all that much. The straightaways have enough chaos to keep the player engaged until they make it to the next track, but even then, the gameplay's not nearly as compelling as the regular races. The straightaways seemingly remove any form of technical skill and turn it into an RNG game where you're hoping for a good enough item to get out of the blender. So how do we fix this? The devs clearly tried to keep us on our toes by giving us grind rails, speed boosts, item boxes, NPC cars, and even throwing random enemies on the stage. Hey, you can't park there. But even then, it doesn't feel like enough. We still end up falling into the same problem of hoping for a golden mushroom so we can escape the blender. So clearly adding more mess to the straightaways isn't the solution. So what now? You could do the opposite and remove all that clutter so it's a test of your true skill, but driving in a straight line for a minute straight isn't the most compelling gameplay either. A very easy solution would be to remove the straightaways altogether, but then you're removing more than half the game, so that's not really an option. It seems like we're at a stalemate here, where it's either a whole lot of chaos or a whole lot of nothing. But what if the straightaways aren't the problem? What if it's the driving itself? You may notice in certain courses, your car's exhaust will get these blue flames, making you drive much faster. This mechanic is only activated in certain parts of certain stages, and essentially acts as a temporary 200cc. One of these straightaway tracks had rings on the ground where you get this temporary boost when you drove through them. It'll make these lengthy straightaways become a lot more interesting because you'd actually have to focus on controlling your kart instead of this. I see how this could add more chaos to the race, but the rings would be put in pretty difficult locations, so you'd actually need to be good at the game to take advantage of this feature. This way, the players who know what they're doing could really capitalize on this feature instead of leaving it all to the RNG gods. Another idea I had was to add more paths. The big gimmick of this game was introducing grind rails, and other than the occasional power line or train track, there's not all that much in these long straightaways. My idea is to add almost a second track mainly comprised of only grind rails above the straightaways where players will have to perform some relatively difficult tricks to stay on this path. I think this could be a great way to increase the skill gap by rewarding players who can keep up with these intense jumps and wall rides. It'll also make the main roads less congested since the racers now have an option of going on the rails or just staying on the ground. A third solution I came up with to fix these straightaways is as simple as making them feel different. I don't know about you, but every straightaway in this game feels the same. A lot of them are just a straight line with a dirt road and occasional item boxes. And yes, some stand on their own two legs, but for the most part, a lot of them just blend together. If I were to ask you what course I'm playing on here, most players probably won't be able to tell, and for the ones who do know, touch grass. But see what I mean? A lot of these courses look and feel the same, but there is a simple solution to this. Through playing the P-Switch missions, I discovered there's a lot of really cool mechanics in this game that are so scarcely used. In one of the missions, there's these giant capsules full of items that come rolling at you. In this one, there's a shitload of thwomps around the place. Another one creates a whole new set of sky platforms. I think the reason these P-Switch missions are more memorable than the intermission tracks is because they actually stand out from each other. And that's my solution to the straightaways. Instead of throwing a bunch of random bullshit at us, stick to mainly one mechanic per straightaway so they can be more recognizable. This way, when you're driving from Toad's factory to Moo Meadows, you'll think to yourself, oh hey, this is the one where a bunch of cows take over the place, instead of, oh hey, another straight line. I think Mario Kart World should really utilize all these cool mechanics from free roam instead of letting them be one-off gimmicks. The fourth and final solution I came up with is to change nothing. The more I play Mario Kart World, the more I realize that the straightaways aren't as big as a problem as we made them out to be. Sure, some of them may blend together, some of them may feel like they go on forever, but for the most part, the chaotic pacing of this game still makes these seemingly boring courses fun. I feel like as hardcore Nintendo fans, we have this unrealistic expectation of Mario Kart World to be this perfect game. And I get it, we've waited over 8 years for a new Mario Kart, but my brothers in Christ, I am a Pikmin fan. Those are rookie numbers. But if there's one thing I learned from waiting years and years and more years for one of my favorite games to come out, it's that it won't be perfect. It never will. But that's why I enjoy these straightaways. They're not perfect. As we talked about in the video, they're objectively flawed, and even though they're not some groundbreaking new game mode, I'd be lying if I said I didn't enjoy them. That being said, there's still many ways to improve straightaways in this game, and we covered only a couple ways today. But what do you guys think? How would you change straightaways to make them more interesting? Personally, after making this video, I think they're good as is, but I'd love to see them get more attention in some future updates. Be sure to comment below your thoughts on these intermission tracks, because whether you like it or not, they're here to stay. But despite everything I said today, I really think the easiest way to fix these lengthy straightaways in Mario Kart World is simply to get good.